what's going on YouTube? I am back with another video, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than what I've done in the past. In the past, I've done a couple of movie reviews slash seat reviews. This time is just a straight up movie review because I've had a lot of people ask me to do just a movie review straight up. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Today I'm going to be doing Annabelle Comes Home. Today is premiere night, and it's a Tuesday, which is kind of strange. Honestly, I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's because they just want to get a little bit more money before the next movies come out this weekend. Avengers Endgame is re-releasing again with the post-credits. I don't know if they want to get ahead of that or what's going on with that. But anyways, I'm not complaining. I'm always down to watch a movie, especially when it comes to horror movies. It's some of my favorites. So if you guys don't know anything about Annabelle, it is a part of the Conjuring universe. And here is the movie for that. You guys want to take a look. That's where it all originated and started with. It starts off with Ed and Lorraine Warren. I think they're technically called demonologists. They pretty much go to people's houses and get the demons out or whatever is troubling them, whatever spirits. Pretty good series. There's also a second one too, and there's been a whole bunch of spin-offs. There's also been The Nun, which came out, I think it was last year, if I remember correctly. And then also the most recent one before Annabelle, this one, was The Curse of La Llorona, which they actually mention Annabelle, which this is a third one, by the way. This is a whole trilogy of Annabelle, so this is the third one that's coming out that comes home. They actually mention Annabelle in The Curse of La Llorona. Here's the original one right here. The priest that's in this one, they actually put him in the Curse movie. And they actually show him carrying her because in that movie they ask him if he believes that spirits can inhabit something or spirits can take a hold of a physical object, and he said he didn't believe it until he saw Annabelle, which you have to watch the first one. I'm not going to spoil that one too much if you haven't seen it, but yeah, it makes him believe technically. And so and here is the second Annabelle Creation. That's pretty much her basic origin story. I mean, the first one was kind of an origin story too, but this one is more of an origin. It goes all the way back to the very, very beginning where it all started at. And the third one, I don't know if it's really technically you have to watch them all in order or not, because obviously this one was more of a prequel than the other one. So I don't know, but I'm gonna guess that you really don't. To be honest, the very first one was okay. I didn't like it a whole lot, but that's just me, I guess. Second one was actually a lot better. It was good. So the third one's got to be great, right? We'll see, hopefully. And if you haven't watched any of these movies at all, the original Conjuring, it has some jump scares. It's not all about jump scares. It has just a really great story as well. The spin-offs, the story isn't as good, I would say. I mean, it's still good, but it's not as great as, the main storyline would be. So those rely more on jump scares. So if you're not a huge fan of those, you may not like this one a whole lot, because I've read in a reviewer online, they said that it has a lot of jump scares in it, which that's not surprising to me because the other ones did too. So a lot of people don't like them. I think it's kind of funny just because if you're on a date with someone, I've went on several dates where we go watch a horror movie and it's got a lot of jump scares. They're over there just, oh my gosh. And I'm just over there like. So, I don't know. I think it's funny. But a lot of people don't like that. Some people would prefer just a great story and suspense that builds up, and it just, it makes you think about it after the movie is over with. So, yeah, I'm about to go, just here in a little while with my dad. We're going to go watch it. He's a big horror fan too, so I was like, hey, Dad, let's go get in the whip and let's go watch it and let's see what it's all about. So after the movie's over with, I'll be back in the room here and I will let you guys know what I think and if you should go watch it. All right, guys, see you afterwards. Alrighty guys, I'm back from the movies. The results are in, but the problem is I didn't really tell you too much about the movie beforehand. So here's my ticket, yeah, just to get back. So the main part of the movie that I'll tell you about is just kind of like the overview. I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end or what happens during main parts of the stories. This is all spoiler free, I promise. I'm not going to spoil anything that's not shown in the previews or the trailers that you see. So the main story is about Ed and Lorraine Warren. They're the main demonologists that are in The Conjuring. If you haven't seen that, like I talked about earlier, definitely go watch that. That is definitely the best in the series, hands down. But yeah, they go on a getaway vacation, so they leave the daughter at home, and so she's only about 12 or 13, so they get a babysitter that goes to school with her. She's probably like a junior or a senior in high school. So they have a whole weekend planned. It's the daughter's birthday and stuff too, so they just wanted to have someone to be there with her so she's not by herself. The babysitter, she invites her friend Danielle over, and she's really curious because all the kids at school are just now learning what her parents do. The daughter's parents, Ed and Lorraine. There's a huge article in the newspaper about what they do, if they're heroes or they're just making stuff up about the whole demonic stuff that they do for their work. So everybody's scared of them. And Danielle, the babysitter's friend, she comes over and she's really interested. And she wants to find out what's going on, if it's really real or not. She wants to see the old artifacts and that kind of stuff. And so she finds a room like you see in the previews, and she touches every single thing in there. And of course, she opens up Annabelle's case. It says positively, do not open. She opens it, and pretty much all hell breaks loose. Everything comes to life that she touched, and it goes absolutely crazy. So that is the main synopsis. I will say the movie was just okay. I won't say it was great. I won't say it was even good. I'll say it was okay. I still think the second one was the best in the series. This one is better than the first. That's still my least favorite. I didn't care for that one a whole lot. I'd say probably a 6.5 out of 10. I think that's probably the proper number I'd give it. The jump scares weren't in plentiful amount. There wasn't a lot of them. There was just a couple. So that if anyone cares about that, if they hate those type of movies, I don't think you'll have to worry about that. I don't think you'll hate it because of that. So the movie was just really slow for me. I think it could have moved a lot faster. It could have built up to better things. There was a lot of slow, dull moments that led up to pretty much nothing. It just came to a halt, and I was like, okay, that's it. I figured there'd be some huge scare or something like that. Unfortunately, there wasn't. I will say this about the movie: there wasn't any of the main characters you see in like the other spin-offs besides Annabelle, of course, since that's the main one. But you do see everything that's in the room. That wasn't actually in the other movies, so I did think that was pretty neat to see the other characters come to life. So I don't know if anybody else has went to see it really that much today, because I don't think a lot of people realize it did come out today since it's a Tuesday. Most movies do premiere on Thursday, so this did give a little bit of some extra days to get ahead of the competition this weekend. So best of luck to it, since it's 7 to 5. Child's Play, Toy Story 4, Spider-Man's coming out next week, and like I mentioned earlier, Avengers Endgame is re-releasing with a bonus clip at the end, so it's going to have his work cut out for it, but I think it will do okay, and I think overall it will have a pretty positive reviews from everyone else as well. I wouldn't say it's bad or anything. If you love the Conjuring movies, you love Annabelle, The Nun, Curse of La Llorona, I'd say just go ahead and go watch it, because you're going to want to know what happens, and you might as well, because I mean it's still within that universe, so it still is pretty neat though. The overall story is pretty nice, so I think you should go watch it. And anyways guys, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for my next video. I haven't decided what I want to review yet, so if you want to get down in the comments and let me know, and I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time.